This is Angel, and this is her schedule. She's supposed to be studying pharmacology right now, but instead she's been scrolling on TikTok for 3 hours straight. Some of you would probably call Angel a lazy girl, right? But what if I told you that she is not lazy? She just doesn't have a study schedule that actually works for her. You know, the thing is that school teaches us what to learn, but they never teach us how to learn it. So today I'm going to teach you how to build a flexible, realistic study routine that avoids burnout, actually works for you, and will make 2025 the year that you become an academic weapon. So if you've ever struggled with sticking to a schedule or felt like you just don't have the motivation to keep going, trust me, this video will change everything. Let's get into it. Okay, so quick story time. Last year, my study schedule was not it at all. Like, I made this perfectly color-coded timetable, very cutesy, very demure. But by week 2, I was already off track. Like, I would plan to study cardiovascular physiology by 6 p.m. But then 6:15 would come, 6:30 would come, and I'm still scrolling on my phone, just watching Instagram stories, laughing, kiki gaga. That's because I hadn't implemented all these tips that I'm about to tell you right now. So let's look at what worked for you last year and what didn't. Stop lying to yourself and ditch those study methods that didn't work for you in 2024. We're in a new year now. Take out the trash and keep it moving. Like, were you more productive in the morning, or did you study better at night when everybody was sleeping and everybody is quiet? Were you like more productive studying in like small bits, like in chunks? Or were you like more productive studying like at a stretch for like long periods of time? When you're done answering all these questions, trash the things that didn't work for you and refine the things that worked. Like, improve on them, add them, implement them more into your study schedule. This is step 1. You've probably heard of time management, but let me introduce its cooler cousin: energy management. It doesn't matter if your schedule says study biochemistry immediately after school at 2 p.m. If that 2 p.m. comes and your energy is 0, we both know that you're not going to study anything. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Instead, plan your study sessions according to your energy levels. Plan your biochemistry session when your energy is the highest and your brain is feeling like an academic weapon ready to launch. Like, don't deceive yourself, okay? If it means waking up 2 hours early, like 2 hours before school, do that. If it means taking a nap after school and then refreshing your brain and then like studying after your nap, do that. Don't deceive yourself. You're not going to study. And let's not forget Parkinson's law, which says that work expands to fill the time you give it. So for example, if you say, oh, I have all day to complete this biochemistry lab report, guess what? It will take you all day. But if you're like, oh, I just have 1 hour 30 minutes to finish this lab report and like get moving, your brain will just focus like a laser and you'll be shocked you'll finish that lab report. So, you know, let's just keep that in mind when we're planning our timetable. Now let's talk flexibility. Imagine your study schedule is like either of these two animals, a snail or a worm. The snail is rigid, it's slow, it has that large shell on its body weighing it down, it can't even move fast, it's so slow. The worm, on the other hand, it's free, it's flexible, it's just moving like this, like this, like this. That's how your study schedule should be. Make your study plan more like the worm, because let's be for real, some topics will take longer than others. They will definitely, some topics you can read through in 30 minutes, you're done, but there are some that you sit in it, you have to digest it, 3 hours, you're still on it. So like, take that into account and make your study schedule as flexible as possible. Oh, did you see what I did there? Flexible as possible. Okay, back to it. So be realistic about how long each topic will take, but also be a little bit delulu. Convince yourself that yes, I can actually do this, I can conquer this topic, I can finish this topic in 2 hours, so that even if you actually end up don't completing the topic, you would have still achieved more than if you were being pessimistic and then gave up before you even started. I don't know if you get what I mean. Sometimes we all need a little push, and that's where study groups come in. Get yourself friends that will push you to study or study with you, or even check in to make sure you're on track. If your friends are not serious, get new ones. I said what I said. Motivation can be like cute and all, but it's very unreliable. But you see, discipline, now that's your bestie right there, because you won't always feel like studying, but you don't have to feel like it to do it. Write that down. You don't have to feel like it to do it, okay? Number 1, start specific. Don't just say study chemistry. No, write study chapter 3 periodic table. Let's be clear on what you want to achieve in each study session. Number 2, start with the hardest topics. Some of you will take the tougher topics, the longest topics, the bulkier topics, and throw it to the back of the line. You're doing yourself. Like, start with the ones that scare you the most, because when you start your study session, your energy is the highest, your brain is active. So start with those ones so that you can actually understand them better. And then when you're like towards the end of your study session, you can now do the ones that are like easier to understand. And in that way, every topic gets your love. Don't discard the hard ones. You still need to know them for the exam. 3, multitasking is a scam, a big scam. It's just better to focus on one thing at a time. Like, you think you're doing more and you think you're being productive by doing 2 things at a time, but it's actually slowing you down like that snail we talked about earlier. Do you want to be like the snail? No. How can you be cooking egusi soup and studying at the same time? When it's time to cook. When it's time to study. Number 4, avoid distractions at all costs. Lock your phone in another room if you have to. Like, I don't even need to talk too much on this one, because we all know how addictive TikTok can be. Me, I'm a living witness. Number 5, make time for breaks. You're not a robot. There's this thing people say, body no be firewood. If you don't take breaks, you will definitely burn out. Take like 10 to 15 minutes break after like every 1 hour of studying, or whatever works for you. Just make time for breaks, okay? Last and final tip, spaced repetition. Now, this one is actually backed up by science. There's this thing called the forgetting curve. When you first study a topic, the longer it takes you to revisit that topic, the more likely you are to forget. You have to make time on your study plan to revisit topics over and over again. I recommend like 4 times. I know it sounds like a lot, especially for me as a medical student. I struggle with finishing the syllabus in the first place. Talk more of going back to revisit topics that I've already studied for. Now, if you also have the same issue and you're like running out of time to even study the things that you already have on your syllabus, talk more of going back to the ones that you've already studied, I recommend Notebook LM. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I just really like that app. So like, what Notebook LM does, it's like an AI type of thing. Very crazy what it does. It takes your notes, like you input your notes, and then it makes like a whole podcast episode about that topic. Like 2 people, a guy and a girl, I think, they're like talking back to back. Like, there's banter, there's questions, like they even have all these human notations. Like, it's actually insane. You should try it out. But like, it really helps, because during my downtime, like if I'm walking to class or in the car going to school, all of that extra small 15 minutes, I can just listen to like 2 topics, 2 episodes of this podcast that is really fake. It's not real, but it's, you guys, I can't explain this enough. Just try it out. It's insane. Also, another thing is, if you don't start studying at the exact time you planned, it's okay. It's actually fine. Don't be like,
oh, I wanted to start studying by 6 p.m. but it's already 6:13. I guess I'll just wait till 7 p.m.
Girl, be so for real. Like, just start studying whenever you can. Even if it's 7:13, 8:49, 9:19, just start. If you find yourself at your study desk at an odd number, it doesn't matter. Just start. So there you have it, the study schedule for lazy people in 2025. Because guess what? Lazy people matter too, and I'm here for you, okay? Always remember, be realistic, be flexible, and above all, guys, be disciplined. If you slip up, pick yourself back up and keep going. Like, I actually believe in you guys. Like, you've got this, okay? If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share with someone that would love to see this or would need to see this. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, guys. Subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop a banger video, okay? And if you want to see how I implement all these tips into my like daily life, I make vlogs about the highs, the lows, and everything in between of being a medical student, okay? So just check out my vlogs, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves, guys. Mwah! Bye.